Hello everyone, today we're gonna talk about the types of companies you should take into account when starting a new business. This video is aimed at the new business owners that want to start their own business. So, let's start with the first one, shall we? Our first one is sole traders. Sole trader is simply a lone business owner. An example of this could be a local grocery store, a small food joint, or an independent service provider. Due to this, sole traders work more overall, and they do this by getting their own supplies, starting their own firm, and they usually work with few or no employees. Sole traders have many advantages. They are easy to set up a firm for them. They're their own boss, meaning that they get all the profit as well, and they get a relationship between customer and owner that is specific to this type of company. Notwithstanding, sole traders have many disadvantages. They have a limited supply of money, they have unlimited liability, we'll get to that in a sec, and they sacrifice a lot of leisure time in order to be their CEO. So what does it mean from the term unlimited liability? Unlimited liability basically means that business owners have to take care of all the costs. This can be very risky and can take personal possessions away if their business fails. Now to the second one, public limited companies. Examples of this include Tesco plc, Burberry Group plc, and Rolls-Royce Holdings plc. PLCs are owned by shareholders, ran by directors, and their shares can be publicly sold in a stock market. Due to the fact they're being managed by investors, they are less risky to set up and have limited liability. And because they have more than one leader, they're easier to manage. Now, limited liability is important because it encourages people to invest in the firm. Shareholders can supply the money and CEOs can manage it. Shareholders and company owners are legally separated, so if you want to sue one of them, you all have to sue the company. Nevertheless, they have presented some disadvantages. PLCs are costly and hard to set up, and they have public accessibility. Anyone can analyze the public data and overtake them based on the data that they collected in the stock exchange. Now let's move on to the last one, private limited companies. Examples of these include Kellogg's Ltd, Google Ltd, or LLC as it's called in America, and Coca-Cola Ltd. LTDs are also owned by shareholders, have a smaller or larger capital than PLCs, and their shares are not available for general public. The advantages for this is that they can finance with banks such as high street banks. They have limited liability as well, and they're trusted investors that support them. It's also easier to make decision making, but they're also costly. They have less investors than a PLC, and they have more restrictions on the finance they can spend. So now it's time for the recommendation. Which one should you choose, and why? If you want a higher paycheck and you're up to the workload, you may choose being a sole trader. If you need many investors, you may choose being a public limited company. And if you need many trustworthy investors, you may choose to be a private limited company. That's it guys, so thank you for watching.